You are on a ladder, halfway down. Above you, a shrinking circle of daylight. Your gas detector just spiked. Your partner up top isn't answering. You can't go up fast enough. You can't go down at all. The clock is already running. Today you are on shift as a sewer worker, and before this shift ends, something goes very wrong. By the end of this shift, you'll find out what a Victorian iron chest, locked since 1920, was doing here, and why the flickering light at the start wasn't a dead battery. It was a warning. Today you wear the uniform. Today you go underground. And today you find out what really lives down here. Beneath one major city lie over 6,000 miles of tunnels, a dark mirror of everything above. Every street, every block, every building has a shadow version running directly underneath it, right now, always. Every time you step over a street drain, you step over someone's workplace. Think about that. You suit up before dawn, helmet, gas monitor, harness, radio. 3 checks before the ladder, always 3. The senior worker briefs you in 60 seconds. Descend slow, pause at 3 meters. Check every single reading. The moment you step in, space closes around you. Shoulders brush the walls. Temperature drops 4 degrees instantly. The smell hits before your eyes adjust. It's heavier than expected. It coats your throat. You breathe anyway. On the second rung, the monitor shifts. Oxygen at 19.1. Normal is 20.9. You radio your partner above. No answer. You call again. Static. This is not part of the plan. Suspended between 2 dangers, like a ladder above an invisible drop. You do not move. 3 seconds. 5. The radio crackles. Your partner dropped his earpiece. He's fine. You exhale. You descend. Here's what most people get wrong about the danger here. They think the rotten egg smell is the enemy. Wrong. If you smell rotten eggs, you are lucky. That's H2S at survivable concentrations. Dangerous, but survivable. When the smell disappears, that's when you have 90 seconds. The gas has paralyzed your olfactory nerves. In movies, the hero sniffs and senses danger. Real workers trust instruments, not noses. Your nose can kill you. Readings stabilize. You log the time and keep moving. Slow, deliberate. Always slow and deliberate down here. The tunnel opens slightly. Victorian brickwork from the 1880s. Still holding. Still doing its job. Quietly. You're walking through infrastructure older than most countries' constitutions. Not poetic, just true. Inspection is part of every entry. Cracks, seepage, anomalies, all logged. This data feeds city engineers above. But even if the air is clean, what waits ahead can trap you in a completely different way. You're at the bottom, 15 meters ahead, a wall, white, hard, almost organic looking. A Fatberg. Fatbergs don't form overnight. They grow for months. 1 pour of cooking fat, 1 wet wipe at a time. Congealed fat, wet wipes, everything the city flushes and forgets. Hardened over months into one solid mass. London 2017, 250 meters long, 130 tons, heavier than 11 double-decker buses. Inside, rings, phones, coins, children's toys. The Museum of London requested a sample for permanent display. Your weapon, a high-pressure water jet, up to 2,000 psi. You check the angle twice before firing. The blowback is real. 1 degree off and the spray hits you. 1 contaminated drop on a wound. And your shift ends in the emergency room. No drama, just biology. The suit is never optional. It's like open-heart surgery on the city, but the patient is actively trying to poison the surgeon. Then the scan updates. The blockage runs deeper than diagnostics showed, less time than planned. Work faster, and behind you, the water level is climbing, slowly. You can see it moving up the wall markings. Your radio has a dead man's switch. Miss a check-in every 5 minutes. The surface team triggers rescue. It assumes you are unconscious until you prove otherwise. Every 5 minutes, no exceptions. Not one. Chunk by chunk, the Fatberg surrenders. This piece of the city's forgotten past gets sealed into containers above. 40 minutes in, 1/3 of the blockage remains. Water behind you still rising. You work faster, carefully faster. You stop for a second and listen. The tunnel has its own sounds, but something right now feels different. Here's the part nobody tells you. The sun was shining when we went down. 10 miles away, a storm. You can't hear the rain from here, But you feel the pressure shift. The water is already moving toward you. No alarm, no siren, just a number on a gauge. The senior reads it and says one word: move. A rainstorm 10 miles away can raise tunnel water levels 2 feet per minute. Not a metaphor. Physics. The warning signal is called the rushing wind effect. Air moves ahead of the water wall through the tunnel. Sudden airflow hits your back. The surge is already in the tunnel, maybe 90 seconds, maybe less. No shouting, just the signal. 2 taps on the shoulder. Go. No questions, no hesitation. Go. Main exit, 200 meters back. Side hatch, 60 meters ahead. Partially blocked by Fatberg debris. No vote. The senior decides in 1 second. Side hatch, 60 meters. He's made this call before. You run. Shoulders still touching walls. The water sound behind you grows louder every second. Keep moving. Surfaces are slick with biofilm. 1 team member slips. 2 hands catch him instantly. You keep moving. The side hatch, blocked by a rusted grate. 2 workers shoulder it. It moves 1 inch, then another. Water at your knees. The grate gives. The hatch swings open. The ladder behind it, 80 years old. Rungs coated in slime. Your grip is the only thing between you and that rising water. You climb. Like being inside a tunnel slowly filling up, and the exit is just barely close enough. It is. Surface, daylight, cold air. You sit on the pavement, hands shaking, realizing you haven't breathed right in minutes. Everyone out. 3 people, all accounted for. The senior checks each face. He nods. That's the whole celebration. But even if you make it out, the danger doesn't stay underground. It follows you to the surface. Up here, a normal Tuesday. Coffee, bicycles, children. Down there, critical failure 1 inch from their world. If the blockage isn't fully cleared, sewage surfaces. On the street, where those people are standing right now. The team votes, leave or finish the job. Every single hand goes up to return. Every one. You go back. Second descent. Same ladder. Same darkness. You know what can happen now. And you go down anyway. The silent killer nobody discusses. Methane. It collects in dead-end sections. 0 warning smell. Absolutely none. 1 spark from a dropped tool. The tunnel becomes a flamethrower. This is why you never rush. Ever. Then your partner's monitor goes red. Fast. Sensor failure or real methane. Protocol doesn't ask which one. No argument, no let's verify. You grab him and you move. That is exactly what protocol is for. Outside, false alarm, sensor calibration error. He's fine, but you treated it as real. Always the correct call. It's like fixing a leak while the room is already flooding. You're always 1 step behind the system. You log everything, every reading, every close call. Not because rules demand it, because lives depend on it. You drink water. You don't say much. There's a language between people who've shared the same tight space. As the water finally recedes, something is caught in the grate. Not trash. Too heavy. Iron-bound. Old. And it hasn't seen daylight since 1920. 100 years. Sealed. Sitting in the sewer wall. It takes 2 to lift it. Heavier than it looks. It comes up through the hatch into the daylight. Inside, coins from the reign of King George, personal letters, a family photograph, a life sealed in iron. Someone hid this deliberately. During a flood, maybe, a war, something private. We'll never know. But we found it. A family nobody remembers anymore. A story that survived a century underground. Found by people nobody thinks about. That flickering light at the start of the shift? Not a dead battery. Vibration from a micro-collapse nearby. They knew. They logged it. And kept working. Because the city needed them more than it needed caution. Same ladder, same circle of light above. Only now you know what was between you and that light. These same tunnels became a pandemic early warning system. Wastewater surveillance caught the virus 4 to 7 days early. The people maintaining these pipes became part of the global health response. No headlines, just the work. 3 jobs, 3 people, 1 chain. Remove the first link, and the other 2 never get their data. End of shift. 8 hours underground. 42 check-ins on the dead man switch. 1 Fatberg, 1 chest. Done. Tomorrow he does it again. And the day after. The city above never misses a single flush. That's the deal. The most essential work is always the work nobody sees. The most vital systems, the ones no one thinks about. Civilization isn't built of glass and steel. It's built on the ability to flush and forget, and on those who never forget. The surgeon gets headlines. The sewer worker gets silence. Remove 1 week of their shifts, and the city stops. Would you take this shift? Tell us below. Subscribe. The next shift starts now.